Good morning. My name is Reverend Donna Starr, and I am here this morning to lead you in a little guided meditation. So if you will join me at this moment to just become present to where you are, whether you're joining us from home or you're here in our lovely sanctuary, or you're on the beach, or wherever it is that you happen to be tuning in. I just want you to know that you are welcome here, and your sanctuary is wherever you are. So if you feel comfortable, I just want to invite you to close your eyes, or you can simply soften your gaze. And we'll just take a couple of centering breaths. Breathing in through our nose and then out with an audible sigh. And at this point, I would invite you to simply allow yourself to relax. Notice any tension that may be stuck in your body, and allow it to simply fall away. Maybe notice and relax your belly. Notice and allow your shoulders to drop back and down away from your ears. And just settling into this present moment. Into the silence. And check in with your heart space. And you notice the depth of the love that is present there. As we breathe love in and breathe love out. And as we breathe love, we recognize that we have names and we have labels. Names such as Donna, Bob, Linda, Matt. And we have labels such as teacher, wife, father, healer, musician, so many names, so many labels. But this is not who we are. We are not these labels or the roles that we play. And when the names and the roles are peeled away, our true essence is revealed. We are love. divine, unconditional love. And recognizing that divine love is always present within and through you. Begin to feel that love and allow that love to expand. Being in and as the flow of giving love. And accepting love. And imagine a blue light beginning to form in your heart space, in that space, that center of who you are, that center of your being, and allowing that blue light to expand and grow and fill your entire body. And then allowing that blue light to expand beyond the limits of your physical form, and allowing that blue light to fill the space where you are right now, enveloping the objects around you, the people around you are all enveloped in this blue love light emanating from your heart. And expanding even further from the space that you are residing in this moment to the outside world, to your community, your neighborhood. This blue light fills every space. This blue love light expands and expands to embrace your city, embrace your state, your country, the world. And out beyond into the stars. this blue light emanating from your heart center forms a continuous circuit of flowing divine love. And just allow that love to flow. In this flow is peace. In this flow is grace. In this flow is compassion. In this flow is health. In this flow is prosperity. In this flow is life. This is the flow of life. And we allow this feeling of awareness of being love to continue. And at the same time, beginning to become aware of your body. Becoming aware of your feet on the floor. Becoming aware of your heartbeat. Becoming aware of your breath. And maybe allowing the next breath that you take to be a little deeper than the last. And take a couple of conscious breaths and allow your eyes to open or your gaze to sharpen as you return back into the place that you are. And becoming present. With the knowledge that you carry within you that blue light of love. Namaste.
Good morning. And welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Radiant, and this is
Alice.
And
I am Jeannie. Good morning.
and we are grateful members of your Joy Note song leading team. If you are willing and able, please rise and sing along with us. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage, your tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. See the bird, the peace on earth that only love can bring. I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, but still I want to grow. A change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. And I love myself just the way I am. And so it is. If you'll please turn and greet your neighbor.
Hi, neighbor.
I feel like I'm shouting over you.
Oh, no. You just go. No. It's great. The more.
I'm more shouting. I'm more musical than shoutful.
Oh, well, you just go for it.
Oh, okay, I'll try. It's hard. I'm very ear sensitive.
Oh,
Sorry.
And now, if you'll return to your seats, we'll sing our second song.
my type thing. So,
Or just be aware of each other's being.
Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know you are. Be still and know that you are God. Sing it to your neighbor. Be still and know that you are. Send the vibe out to someone else. Be still and know that you are God. Be still and know. And now we can embrace everybody by saying, and we be still and know that we are God. Everyone, everywhere. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know that we are God. Be still and know. thank you for coming to celebrate this beautiful Sunday with us. If you have any devices, please silence them now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Eugene. Spirit is good. Today is good. I look outside and the sun is shining and the trees are breathing and it just feels really, really good. It's nice to see faces here in the sanctuary this morning. I was informed by Reverend Linda that this is my final debut. My name is Reverend Linda Landry Starr, and I'm one of your newer folks here. I've been a member with the Centers for Spiritual Living for about 15 years, but I am fairly new to the Eugene area, along with my wife, Reverend Donna Starr, who led your meditation this morning. So what I'd like to say about that is for those of you who just arrived this morning or who are just now joining us online, we have a tradition here on Sunday mornings that we do have our practitioner of the day lead a meditation that is very good for setting the stage to get you ready to be in service or to enjoy service, to experience service, and to hear a message. So every Sunday at 10 a.m., if you tune into our Facebook Live or come here in the sanctuary, you can be in that meditation with us. So we will thank you for our song leaders this morning. If you would like to stay in touch with us, if you are new, welcome. There is a blue little card on the table out there in the foyer if you'd like to fill out and put your information so that we can send you information about anything that interests you here at the center. You can check which you want to hear about and also be added to our mailing list to hear about the good things going on here at the center. So I would like to talk about our principles here of Science of Mind. There are several of them, and when we talk about the principles, it's not to make all of your eyes roll back in your head. These are really, they're sort of what you would say your rules of thumb when it comes to just living spirituality from the inside out. And so our principle number 8 that I'll share with you today is personal revelation. And I'm going to read this so that I don't miss any of the great words. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of humanity, and that any person may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. Who lives in close contact with the indwelling God? That's each and every one of you sitting in this room and listening to us online this morning, and every person that you know, because the indwelling God lives within each and every one of us. We cannot escape it. We can simply try to turn it off. But here in rooms like this, we get back in tune with that indwelling spirit. Yeah. So at this time, I think I've gotten everything. I would like to invite up our practitioner of the day, whom some of you met already, Reverend Donna Starr, to set the tone for our service today. Did I miss our coming together? My final debut is, I'm still learning. So we also have a tradition here at the center on Sunday. If you would stand if you are able, hold hands if you'd like, and we will sing We Come Together.
We come together in this moment. We bind our hearts and minds, for we all form a tapestry woven from one mind.
morning. Good morning. I'm Reverend Donna Starr. And in this moment, I would just like for us all to come centered into your heart space if you're not already there. And just know with me that there is only one thing happening. One beautiful, divine expression of Spirit, of God, whatever name or label we give it. It is the only thing that's happening. It is that life that is flowing to us and through us. It is that life that we see in the eyes of our neighbor. It is that life that we hear in the voice of our friend. It is that life that we see out in the world as the trees, as the ocean, as the mountains. It is that life that is revealed to us, maybe as a beloved pet. It is that life. It is everywhere, always present, and that life is eternal. There is no separation of the me or the you, because that one life is everywhere present in each and every one of us, in each and everything. And in that knowingness and feeling and anchoring deeply into that knowingness that God is right where I am, right where you are, that God is my heartbeat, that God is your breath, that God is your very thought, that God is the thing that can never, ever be separate. And so from a place of knowing that truth, I know that all needs are met here in this moment. All things are provided. Every answer that we are seeking is available to us because of that connection to our spirit, to God. That all we need to do is simply remove the doubt, remove the thought that we don't know, and allow the truth of the divine intelligence of God to flow to us. And so for this day, in this moment, in this experience, I claim that there is nothing but perfection, that there is nothing but love, that there is nothing but joy, that there is nothing but the beautiful and perfect expression of Spirit here in each and every person. Whether we're here present in the sanctuary, or we're tuning in online, or we're seeing this recording sometime in the future, I am knowing that there is nothing but the divine perfection and expression of God. And I'm very, very pleased and grateful and happy to be able to know this truth. And I know that our service and our time here together is deeply blessed. And I allow it to be. And so it is.
Thank you, Donna. It is Donna Starr, our Reverend and practitioner of the day, who is holding the service for us today. We also have a licensed practitioner, Kathy Day, holding high watch for us today. Today's message is all creatures great and small. And before we move on to our musicians for the day, I would like to share in our August affirmation. And the way we typically do this here on Sundays is I'll read it once, and then I'll ask you if you're able and willing to say it back with me. The world in which I live and have my being is part of an intricate system of systems. Everything comes from one source, so it is all sacred. The fuzzy, the furry, the tiny, and the huge are all divine. You want to say it back with me? It's on the screen for you. The world in which I live and have my being is part of an intricate system of systems. Everything comes from the one source, so it is all sacred. The fuzzy, the furry, the tiny, and the huge are all divine. So it is. Today's music is Phoebe Bloom. And we'd like to go ahead and move into our musical expression.
I'll have to answer me. That. Did I eat the tomato? That was from years ago when my grams was still helping in the garden. She was awesome. All right, it's a little John Mayer song. I'm gonna do for you.
Me and all my friends, we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, and there's just no way we could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we're waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. Keep on waiting on the world to change. Now, if I had the power to bring our neighbors back from war, there'll be no more missed Christmases, no more ribbons on the door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when they own the information, oh, they can tell you all they want. So keep on waiting on the world to change. Go on waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know the fight ain't fair. So keep on waiting on the world to change. We're still waiting on the world to change. We're still waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population. We'll keep waiting on the world to change. We're gonna keep waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change.
Thank you.
So I invite you to allow the chair to support you. And we're going to sing a short song and go into a meditation. You may have closed eyes or downward gaze. And it's a short one, so you can handle it. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am
My heart is ready to receive. I am in this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. I remember that clear, present connection to the infinite as the source of my being, as the source of all being. I remember that everyone and everything truly is sacred. The one life lives itself through the earth, through the mountains, through the valleys and plains, through the lakes and the rivers and the seas, through the trees and the flowers, the grasses, through all the animals, the birds of the sky, the fish of the sea, and the animals and insects in and on the ground. It's one living system. And I'm part of it. I am an integral part of it. And what I do ripples out into everything around me. I am one with the one. Grateful for being in this moment. Grateful for being in this consciousness. I release everything unlike this feeling and simply let God be God in me, let good be good in me, and let it be so. And so it is. Good morning, everybody. So wonderful to see everybody here. Familiar faces and new faces, and faces we haven't seen for a while. And one of the faces we're incredibly happy to see is Reverend Shirley Foster, who is here today because Joanne Meyer brought her. Joanne, your mom was a practitioner in Shirley's Center in Roseburg, right?
Correct.
Right. And we are so grateful to have that Shirley was able to come and visit us today, and all the rest of you, whether this is your first day or your 500th day, you are welcome here and loved here. Thank you for the intros and the practitioner work, for the incredible music, for all that we're doing. I am grateful to everybody, and everybody who's been helping me with my recovery, and I'm getting better and better each day, and so grateful for that. Okay, this title, the title that Linda read, All Creatures Great and Small, is not actually the title that they gave it in the outline that we were given. The actual title is The Furry, the Fuzzy, the Slimy, the Scaly, and Everything Else. So it's kind of like, even if it isn't pretty, it's still all one. It's still all part of the infinite. I will admit, lizards and snakes kind of make me, and there are some politicians that also make me, but it's still all the one. It is still all the one. It's just like, oh my God, what a clever costume God put on today. Isn't that amazing that too is the infinite expressing? And that's our call, really, is to remember, as we live everyday wonder, which is the theme of this year, seeing with wonder and awe all that is around us, all that has been created, that we open to the amazing power of everything in the universe. It's all not necessarily magical, but it is mystical. It is amazing. It is rich with its ability to empower and entice us. And this month we are looking at nature, and the reminder that, If God is all there is, that's the basic tenet of the science of mind teaching, is there is one power, one source, one supply, one substance. We give it 1,000, a billion, a jillion different names. It really doesn't matter what name we call it, but it is all that is. It is the source of all that is. It is basically quantum physics. There is an energy that moves through everything. And this energy is what we are comprised of. It's not mass. We are the energy that is moving the mass. And this is what and who we are. And so everywhere we look and everywhere we go, we are seeing the sacred. We are seeing the divine. We are seeing the mystical. I brought a little science in because I have a quote for you from Einstein. You may recall him. He was a scientist, I believe, with the mind of, yeah, and a musician. He was a brilliant in many ways. Our first task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Our first task is to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to include everything, everyone and everything. It's all sacred. It's all worthy of our respect. When I talk to young people and they find out I'm a minister, and it's like, well, what do you teach? And I said, well, I'm not that kind of a minister. And they go, well, what? And I said, well, basically, we believe that everyone and everything is sacred and worthy of our respect and stewardship and care. And they go, oh, well, yeah, I like that. So that, and that's what we believe, and it kind of bothers me sometimes when the people go, well, we can't do social justice. Excuse me, we're all one. If I need to help my brothers and sisters, that's kind of the whole point of all of this. We're all in this together. And if I see somebody who's stumbling, I need to pick them up, I need to help. And so this month, the invitation is to explore and deepen our connection with God through all the creatures. Last week, we looked at water. This week, we're looking at everything, including the coronavirus. It's a living thing. It's a living entity. It is part of the intricate system that was created and is constantly recreating itself. Viruses are kind of brilliant because they are able to reinvent themselves all the time. They can't live on their own. They have to live with a host. They need a sponsor. And so in order to make sure that they are available to as many sponsors as possible, they change so that they can slip in where you least expect them. They are an example of the extreme creativity of life on this earth. And we're being called to look, not to necessarily embrace it, say, oh, I take you on and I'm going to die with you. No, it's just to say, this is something that is part of the ability of us to live on this planet. I'm going to do something that makes everybody who works in the bookstore and manages the bookstore crazy. I'm going to bring out a book that isn't in the bookstore. Yet. Because I just found it at Barnes & Noble the other day. It is an incredibly good book. It's called How to Grow. I mean, I wish you could see clearly the face on this guy's face is just pure love. And Nurture Your Garden, Nurture Yourself. It's Marcus Bridgewater is the author. Discover what you are truly capable of as you cultivate the garden within. And Reverend Shirley and I love the song, I Come to the Garden. And this thing about being in the garden and the garden being in me. And this may sound familiar with you. He is not a religious scientist, and yet humans were born onto a planet that existed long before our arrival. And I believe the planet is governed by life, capital L. The energy that makes the planet move, grow, and sustain all living things. In efforts to overcome the challenges presented by life, we develop the world. This refers to everything humans have deliberately created, like civilization, institutions, gardens. Institutions of the world include medicine, transportation, education, housing, and finance, all existing with the potential to improve our experience as well as our well-being, our mental health, our physical fitness, and our spiritual awareness. A key problem occurred when we decided to favor efficiency, the maximization of time and space, over the collective well-being and the state of the planet that sustains us. At this point, the tool that was the world became a vice, leading life and the world to become life versus the world. I think of gardeners as vessels of life and gardens as the world. The state of the garden relies on gardeners' attentiveness and care, as well as how gardeners treat themselves. Life fuels the world the way gardeners maintain their gardens. It's a sweet, easy to read little book, and I am just 30, 50 pages into it, and I am loving every bit of it because it is absolutely talking about how to change who I am and how I interact with the world so that the world can go back to being my partner, not my enemy. It's intriguing. There is quite a bit of evidence that shows that the word from Hebrew in Genesis that was translated as dominion was actually stewardship. What a difference when we give the human dominion over the plants and animals and the earth, and whether we give them stewardship over the plants and the animals and the earth. And this is what we're going to kind of talk about today, is the idea that we have forgotten that most life on planet Earth shares similar DNA. It's like a dog has incredibly similar DNA to a human. The life on the planet, even elements of trees are similar in DNA to us. It is an amazing thing. We are all woven together, interrelated parts. I grew up with cats. I am a cat person. I happen to like cats because they're sort of like, oh, you're home. Cool. I'll let you know when I need to be fed, okay? You know, where dogs are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I've been so lonely, I need you, I need you, I need you. And I'm just like, okay, that's good. That's that, yeah, nice dog. But I've been around animals, and I've watched. At one point when I was married, we had 5 cats, and they had 5 incredibly distinct personalities. They were completely different in how they thought, how they played, how they did everything. I had one cat who ate out of her paw. She was an amazing. She also had this. That was her meow. Was. And she had a skyhook for a tail. And I thought, well, something's happened to her. And then she had 1 litter of kittens, 2 kittens. I loved her. And the kitten, when it got old enough, went and had a skyhook for a tail. So it was a genetic anomaly that she had, and I kind of wished had not fixed her. But that be that as it may, she had little hands, and she ate out of her hands. Joyce was what we call, pardon me, the rhymes with Stitch class cat. She was the one who liked to aggravate everybody, no matter who. She would, if you were sleeping, she would walk over and go, But each of them had a personality. And then you hear scientists say, oh, animals don't have personality. That's just assigning behavior to them. Guess what? After finally people really studying, animals have personalities. They have cares, they have needs, they have desires, they have preferences. I had a cat who loved chopped tomatoes. When I would feed her, they would all look at me and go, the rest of the cats are like, what's going on here? There's a trick to this. Why? What? But so they're all different, and yet they're all individualized, just as we are. We all have different personalities. Each of us has a different way of being in the world. And many animals are social creatures. And we do horrible things to them in the name of caring and education. We put them in zoos, and we put animals who normally travel in herds, and we put them in solitary confinement. We take dolphins who travel for whole generations with packs, with herds. We put them and make them do tricks like they're a circus pony or something, or we do circus ponies. They're not made to do that. That's not who they are, and that's not their development of who they are. That's not letting their garden flow in the way that it needs to. So we need to begin looking at what it is about us as humans that causes us to forget that we're all one, and that these animals are living, creative beings. There's a thing called anthropocentrism. Anthropocentrism. I have a tendency to anthropomorphize things. I will turn stuff into humans, and But anthropocentrism is the belief that human beings are the central and most important entity in the universe. I think, therefore I am, and you're. It's an idea that we are superior, and this idea of anthropocentrism is the root of both racism and biases against other forms of life on the planet. That the survival of me and my family is more important than the survival of you and your family, and God fear if you look any different from I am, you're really not part of this. And if you're an animal, you're just livestock. You're not real. And we need to become aware of where anthropocentrism is informing us in ways we didn't even realize. Those what they call those unintentional biases, those biases we got born with and didn't even realize we had. They're just so much a part of who we are that we're not conscious of them. From our outline, I'm sad because in the past they've told us who did the outlines, and this time they don't, so I have no one to attribute this to. It's just from the outline I got for today's talk. This is the one thing I'm using, is our quest for knowledge is often carried out with a careless disregard for the life of other sentient beings. Our belief in human superiority allows for the mistreatment and abuse of creatures that cannot protect themselves. I think of all the years of testing on animals for the good cause of finding cures for cancer or other things, but we're testing feeling sentient beings, torturing them in ways that are just totally inappropriate, because that was the easiest way for us to do it, and somewhere, somehow, we could justify it because they were in service to the higher being. So I basically, I don't want this to be a negative thing. I want this to be an idea that we can grow out of this, and we can become aware of this, and we have within us the ability to trust, as Richard Rohr says, that there is a guidance available. By our ability to trust that there is a guidance available allows it to become guidance. If I believe there's a guidance available to me, I open the door to let it in. Kathy, were we able to get that one slide? This is the close-up of a small leaf. This is blood vessels of a human heart. This is the river network of the Amazon. Do you think maybe we're a system within a system within a system? Do you think there's a pattern of interrelated stuff going on here? A leaf, the human heart, the Amazon rainforest.
It's an economy of design.
Yeah, we don't have to reinvent the wheel, we'll just use it in everything we're doing. But I do that, and I thank you, Kathy, for putting that up for us. And I just really, I wanted to share. Would you put it back just for a second? I'm sorry. I apologize. I wanted to read this quote from Richard Rohr as we look at that. We can trust that God is even this. That does not mean we shouldn't work to change and improve things. In fact, quite the contrary, but when our first heart and soul response is a yes and not a no, then we can experience God in the moment and see guidance in the events of our lives. We can trust that nothing is wasted. Everything, even stubbing your toe, even breaking up with your boyfriend, even getting a bad diagnosis, anything that looks like it's negative can wind up being the guidance we need to create a change that creates not only our entire lives, but the world. Okay, thank you, Kath. I appreciate that. So, God is in everything. If you don't like the G word, spirit, life, as Marcus calls it in this book, life is everything. It is the source, supply, and substance of all that is. But when we remember that if we see the good in all things, when we look around us and attempt to see the good in all things, that allows us to experience the Creator in all things. Everywhere I look is a miracle. Everywhere I look is a mystical experience. Every animal I see, every human I see, every bird, every blade of grass, every tree, every burned up forest is God expressing with guidance for me. When I open my heart and I open my mind to allow that guidance to move through me. It's always there. The teacher has always been there. We just have to be ready. Namaste. And now it is time for our practitioner of the day, the wonderful Donna, to come up and do a blessing of the offering, and then Radiant and the song leaders will lead us in the offering song.
Thank you so much, Reverend Linda. That was an amazing and beautiful, very moving, very moving. So, I just want to say just a little word about circulation, since we are all a part of that, that divine, intricate flow of life. One of my Reverend mentors, Reverend Deborah Johnson, has been known to say there is no supply problem, only a circulation problem. There's only a distribution problem. So what I want to say is that the giving of our prosperity, the sharing of our money, is us being a part of the divine flow of life, that divine energy, God expressing through us as our finances, as our prosperity, as our money. So what I want to invite everyone to do right now, if you have your donation or with you, your gift with you, if you'll take that gift in your hand, and if you are giving electronically or if you're at home and you give through our website, then just place your hand over your heart. and say along with me, I bless this gift. I send it forth into the world to heal and to prosper. It does good work in the world, and it returns to me abundantly. And ushers, please. Thank you. So nice.
Everything in this world goes around. I'm flowing with abundance, it knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love with gratitude and knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. And so it is. And now we are so blessed because we have another song by Phoebe.
I'm thankful for these musicians. What was that? These guys. These guys. They are amazing. All of you guys.
Thanks. Well, yeah, so we're feeling good, right? All right. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yeah, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. A river running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonflies out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And it's the old world, it's a new world, and a bold world for me. Stars when they shine, you know what I mean. Scent of a pine, you know what I mean. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know what I mean. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling good. Now you all got to feel good. Go out there and feel good. We're feeling good.
that amazing woman also sings with a group called Hypersloth, and is an amazing grunge punk, whatever, how do you call that? I don't know what you guys do, but it's pretty profound. But she's operatically trained, and every now and again, about once a year, I make her sing some opera for us. And she's, if you couldn't tell from the breath control and the range, she's yeah. We are so blessed. Okay, and I once again forgot to do my phone. First thing I want to mention, did you want to talk about it since you know the details, or? I did. Okay.
Just briefly?
So, hi, I'm going to call back Linda Stark. It's the Linda Show.
That's right. Don't touch the microphone. It's my second fail, and my third was forgetting to mention this earlier. We would love to clean up the yard. You heard Reverend Linda talk about being good stewards of our garden, and our center could use a little help out there. So we're looking for some volunteers to assist next Saturday. I don't know where Julie is right here in the hat raising her hand. If any of you are interested in helping out next Saturday or even in the future with some weed control,
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock on Saturday. Thank you. Yeah. See Julie.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, now, right after service here, in a matter of 5 minutes, there's going to be the after-service Zoom meeting where people will get the opportunity to, and Kathy Day is waving, she's going to be doing that today. So she will not be available for treatments after service because she will be doing work with the online Zoom meeting, but that's happening. If you're at home and you would like to check in and discover what all's going on, please, I believe the link is also in the chat on Facebook, and it's also on our webpage, csleugene.org. Tuesday, the men's coffee is at 10:30 in the morning at 5th Street Market over next to Alon Brothers Coffee in the food court. Lots of guys are going there. They got 5 to 6 every week, and they're having a good time visiting. Please join them. If you're off on a Tuesday, go in and have a visit. Our annual conference is shaping up amazingly. I put a link to the webpage on our CSL Eugene Facebook group so that you can see who's going to be there and all the stuff that is happening. We still need a couple of rooms for musicians or speakers to stay in for Friday night or Friday and Saturday night. Some of them will be one night, some of them will be 2 nights. But I'm really excited about the group that we've got, and Kim Hermanson is actually going to be part of this. Kim was with us right before the pandemic on her book Getting Messy. She's got a new book called Deep Knowing, and she's going to come and she's going to be one of the speakers, and then she's going to do a workshop on her new book. So we'll have that available for you to get here soon. Oh, and I got an email from Victor Shamus, and he is shipping us 10 copies of his book so that until he gets here, we can have copies of the book, and I'll be having those in the bookstore soon as well. And starting October 4th from 1 to 3 p.m. here at the center, Sandra Chavez is putting together a book study group. It's called The Mysticism of Global Awareness, Exploring the Wonders of Life and Wanting to Share Our Wisdom. It's for people of a certain age who would like to acknowledge the wisdom that we have learned and learn more and not stop growing. So if this speaks to you, contact Sandy or call the office and talk to Susan, and they'll get you set up. But it's starting October 4th, and it's going to be Tuesday afternoons for a couple hours. So we'll be giving you more information about that in the newsletter and on the Facebook page or the website. And there are many, many opportunities. As Linda mentioned, we want to do some gardening. We are looking at new people in the sound room, pardon me, I've got to get used to, after 16 years of sound room, it's production room, the production room. Well, because it's got cameras and slideshows and it's not just running the sound anymore. It's a production. And thank you very much for those who were at the concert last weekend. We raised almost $500 for in that one afternoon, and we're putting it together. So Now I'd like to invite our practitioner back up to just do a brief statement about what practitioners do and have us introduce ourselves.
Practitioners, so what I want to say is that we're each practitioners. We're each practicing the spiritual teachings of the science of mind, religious science, as wherever we're at in that growth. However, we do have some folks who have been especially trained to be what I like to call they're licensed to pray. So we have prayer practitioners who have been specially trained to be able to know the truth of who you are when we sometimes forget the truth of who we are. And it's often very good to be reminded of the truth of who we are. So we have many practitioners here in the sanctuary, and they are available for prayer. If you want to stand up and let us know who you are, that would be fantastic. And me, Donna Starr. And they're available for spiritual guidance all the time. You can get information about how to receive prayer online through our Facebook, through our website, and even schedule a one-on-one practitioner session with our practitioners. And there is also practitioners available for prayer after service if you are here in the sanctuary and in need. Thank you.
Stand up, let's go. Say it's all right. Say it's all right. It's all right. Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Say it's all right. All right. Everybody knows that it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Now listen to the beat. Kinda pat your feet. You got soul, and everybody knows that it's all right. Oh, it's all right. When you wake up early in the morning, feeling sad like so many of us do, just hum a little soul and make your life your goal. And surely something good to you. Say it's all right. Say it's all right. It's all right. Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right.
If you choose, please repeat after me. I see God in everything.
I see God in everything.
And so it is.
And so it is. God bless you.
I love you.